So at the start of the season you normally have all these feelings of hope and enthusiasm, and you're normally looking through the rose-tinted glasses. As an Arsenal fan, I haven't felt that for a few years, because you've always got the transfer saga dragging on into the start of the season, or you've got the bashing from the press about how we're going to do badly and not finish fourth. This season, for the first time, looking at the squad, I think with a bit of trepidation we could do alright this year. Now granted, now Van Persie's gone and it looks like Song's on his way, that's put a bit of a dampener on things, but still, when you look at the squad, I'm quietly hopeful that we could break the 7-year duck. Now to illustrate why, I'm going to look through all the players in the squad and try and work out what our starting lineup would be if everyone was fit. Now I'm assuming that Song's gone and I don't know who's coming in, so I'm going to base it on no new signings. This is just what we've got, assuming Song goes. Hopefully this is going to show that you might disagree with me, and the reason that you might disagree is because we've got quite a few options in actual competition for places which we haven't had for years. So here's my outlook on what would be the top 11 players if everyone was fit. So in goal, I think everyone agrees that it's going to be Szczesny. Now his shot to goal ratio last season was horrendous, around I think it was 62%, which was one of the lowest in the Premier League. That needs to be addressed and it can't just go unnoticed, but equally I don't think it's essential that we get someone in. Fabianski, is he ever going to be a long-term number one option? No, I don't think he is. Is he good cover and a good cup keeper? Yeah, potentially he could be. So I think Szczesny is number one and Fabianski is cover. Not a disaster. So in defence I think we've got a few options, and at full-back I don't think we're as strong as centre-back, but in centre-back we'll do alright. We've got Vermaelen and Koscielny are probably going to be the top pairing, with Mertesacker thrown in for games which requires more of an aerial presence, such as the Sam Allardyce team and Stoke. Fullback's not as comfortable as a position. You've got Sanya as the number one right back, and then probably you'd look for Gibbs at left back. In terms of the midfield and forwards, I think Wenger's going to carry on playing with a 2-3-1 formation. The 2 is a really interesting set of positions because I'm not convinced who's going to start there. Arteta has been put as the assistant vice captain, which means I assume that he's going to be playing quite a big role in the team this season, and he would be in one of those 2 pivotal positions as a kind of holding playmaker. So Arteta's going to take one of the spots. The other spot, well, it's up for grabs now. I honestly don't know who's going to take the other spot now Song's gone. We might get someone in, they might take that position. As it is, could it be Diaby? I think he's too attacking and we really need an enforcer, a defensive enforcer, which is something Song lacked last season. Is it Wilshere? Potentially more of a fit, but again I think he's quite attacking, and does he want to restrain that? So I'm going to put Wilshere in there with Arteta, but again I think there are options for that one, which shows the strength and depth that we have in the squad and the competition. In terms of the 3, I think Cazorla is a dead cert for the central attacking position, the playmaker role behind the front man. I think he's going to be a brilliant acquisition and will do a good job there. You've then got to look at the wingers. I think we're going to have Walcott on one side and Podolski on the other. And then up front, I think you'll have Giroud as the main centre forward. The brilliance about this formation and those players is that they can rotate around and be incredibly difficult for defenders to pick up, mark and keep track of. And that fluidity is going to be what gives Arsenal the edge in attacking. Now this team that I've decided on is going to be missing the likes of Diaby, Gervinho, Santos, Ramsey, Arshavin. It's going to be missing a lot of big players, and that just goes to show what a strong squad that we've got. So if you do disagree with any of the positions that I've talked about, then why not comment below and tell me why you disagree and what squad you'd put together if everyone was fit. At Arsenal obviously it doesn't happen often, but you never know. Let's think about it theoretically, what would be the top squad. If you've enjoyed the video, make sure you subscribe up there and check out my other videos with the links which are coming up. You've got Twitter and Tumblr down there. Make sure you like it if you enjoyed it. Thank you very much. Boom. Show that same ambition. Basically what you've said is the only way that you can show ambition is to buy me, which is incredibly egotistical and sums up why you're a mercenary. But also that statement, which was all about the lack of ambition, if it wasn't for that whole policy at the club of nurturing youth, you would have been on your last legs years ago and sent off to rot in some rubbish team that couldn't cope with the fact you've got so many injuries.